Every blade and kingdom carves its own story. One stood beside Qin's mightiest general. The other, an assassin who dared to dream beyond her chains. Two women named Kyou, one eternal legacy. When Kyou first appeared in Qin's military ranks, few could have predicted her rise. Training alongside the great Uki since childhood, she forged a path few women dared to dream of. Each victory, each conquest, proved her worth until she stood among the 6 great generals themselves. But Kyou carried a secret beneath her mask, one that even she didn't know at first. She was the daughter of King Shou himself, the god of war. When father and daughter finally met on the battlefield, no words were needed. The war god recognized his own blood, and she began wearing a mask, bearing the same markings as her father's helmet, a silent testament to their connection. In an era where women rarely commanded, Kyou's achievements spoke louder than any prejudice. Her forces would take both Castle Yu and Fushu in a single campaign, slaying over 40,000 enemy soldiers. She wasn't just joining Qin's elite, she was redefining what it meant to be a general. But far from the battlefield's glory, in the shadows of ancient tradition, another story was taking shape. The Kyou clan raised Kyou Kai, not for honor or fame, but for death itself. Every movement perfected, every technique honed until blade and killer became one. This wasn't just training, it was the forging of a perfect weapon. Two paths couldn't be more different. One forged under the open sky, another crafted in shadow. Yet somehow, both would lead to the same dream, the pinnacle of military might. Their blades tell parallel stories. Kyou, the youngest of the 6 great generals, wielded her sword with legendary ferocity. Under her command, armies would watch their general personally cut down enemy commanders, her blade becoming a symbol of Qin's unstoppable might. Her swordplay left a mark in history, conquering 99 cities, slaying enemy generals like Chou Rai and Koku Yu. Even the great Renpa acknowledged her fierce offensive style. Every strike carried the weight of orthodox military tradition, refined through years of training alongside Uki himself. And Kyou Kai, another prodigy of the blade, but forged in a different fire. The Kyou sword dance flows like water in moonlight, an art passed down through generations of assassins. Each movement precise, each step calculated, carrying centuries of deadly wisdom. Watch how their paths mirror each other. Both prodigies, both mastering the sword through different traditions. Where Kyou turned personal combat prowess into large-scale military might, Kyou Kai transforms ancient killing techniques into a general's art. Their swords speak different dialects of the same deadly language. Kyou's style was direct and overwhelming. The sword of a conqueror that helped her conquer over 20 Zhao provinces in a single year. Kyou Kai's blade dances between life and death, the precision of an assassin adapted for the battlefield. Their paths are forever intertwined with Kingdom's greatest heroes. Kyou stood as Uki's equal, her intensity complementing his overwhelming might. Together, they were nearly invincible, their shared dream of unification driving them to conquer castle after castle. Their bond went beyond mere military partnership. Every victory brought them closer to their promise. After her 100th castle, they would wed. Kyou's achievements weren't just for Qin, they were stepping stones toward a future she and Uki would share. Until that fateful night at Bayou, her 99th conquest. Facing the mysterious Hukin, Kyou showed why she was called the fiercest of the 6. Even as her horse En fell, she fought with everything she had, wounding the Bushin multiple times before her final moment. Now, years later, Kyou Kai stands beside another dreamer. Shin, raw, untamed, carrying Uki's inherited will. There's poetry in how history rhymes. When his overwhelming power meets her deadly precision, we see echoes of that same legendary partnership. Watch how they elevate each other. In crucial moments, Kyou Kai's blade becomes the difference between victory and defeat. Her techniques, once meant for solitary killing, now turn the tide of entire battles. Meanwhile, Shin's unwavering spirit gives her something the Kyou clan never could, a cause worth fighting for. But neither woman's story is about living in another's shadow. Kyou rose to become a general who could shake the earth itself. Her continuous assaults would leave tens of thousands of casualties, making both Wei and Han capitulate in fear. She proved that greatness knows no gender, that strength comes in many forms. And now Kyou Kai evolves with every battle. The silent killer learns to roar commands. The lone assassin becomes a leader of men. Watch how she adapts the Shiyu techniques for warfare, turning assassin skills into a general's strategies. Their influence spreads like ripples in still water. Under Kyuu's command, soldiers learn that true strength lies in unity of purpose. Under Kyou Kai's banner, they see how precision can match raw power. One carved her name in history through 99 conquests. The other builds her legend one battle at a time. Different paths to the same destination, proving that in Kingdom's brutal world, there's no single road to greatness. Two women named Kyou. Different paths, different times, same unstoppable will. In their stories, we see the true strength of Kingdom, that greatness knows no bounds, and dreams echo across generations. To follow the story of one of the greats who witnessed it all, who shaped the destiny of both these warriors. Watch our video on Uki, the monstrous bird of Qin.